Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. This is Vivi. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from the previous ones that I've been making. In that today's video is a story time. Okay, and I know that so many people are excited about story times. I know for one that I am excited about story times, and that's why I'm all smiles at the moment. So the story that I'm going to be telling you guys today is a very personal one, but it's super dear to my heart because at the time when the story was happening, it was difficult for me, to take it. But then that was a phase in my life that, by the grace of God and luckily for me, I have gotten over, so I feel more comfortable to share at this point. So yeah, without talking too much, let's get right into the video. I just want to quickly use this time to apologize for the car noises that you'll be hearing, but I'm going to try my best to increase my voice so that you get to hear me more than you hear the cars. Okay, thank you. So this story starts in 2019. Is my English correct? Yeah. So I'm gonna tell the story from 2019, and I hope that I remember everything exactly as the order of the story is. If I miss anything, I promise to go back when I remember and then say it. So I'm gonna title the story "How I Got Rid of Dark and Stubborn Stretch Marks from my thighs and legs." Okay, so why I said this is very dear to my heart is because at that time I was super stressed that I was seeing stretch marks on my skin. And I know some people might be like, oh, but it's just stretch marks, why were you stressed about it? I mean, who doesn't have stretch marks these days? Even younger kids do have stretch marks these days. Yes, I know all of that, but from where I was coming, I had never had any experiences of stretch marks because I used to be super thin growing up. I used to be like the thinnest baby at home, but I'm the eldest, but still the thinnest. I don't know why, but that's just me. That's how I've always been. So I had gone through my years of living up until 2019 being super thin and stressing about the way that I was so thin. A lot of people liked the way that I looked. I mean, I even got the name model. A lot of people used to call me model at that time. But at some point, I got really frustrated about the way that I looked because I to myself, I appeared super thin and I wasn't happy with that. I wanted to have some meat, in some designated areas of my body. Okay, and that was me. So I started looking up ways to increase my size, and I figured I had to increase my food because I've never been someone who ate a lot. Even from the time I was a kid, my mom used to tell me that as a baby, I wasn't even the baby that liked to suck a lot of breast milk. So she would force me at that time to drink. And she said when she would force me, I'll just try my best. If I'm tired, I'm tired. Sometimes I'll pack the milk in my mouth and pour it on her body. If she continued to force me to drink, because I just wasn't the eating baby. And then I grew up that way. I think at some point she said they had to take me to hospitals to find out if I was okay, if everything in my body was good, because they didn't understand why I wasn't eating that much. And then I think the doctors would check me and be like, oh, she's good, don't stress about her. What things does she prefer eating? And then they'll say, I liked to eat noodles and biscuits. So the doctor was like, okay, then give her that if that's what she likes to eat. But she's healthy, and that was me. So I used to be that way growing up. I was very picky with foods. Sometimes I wouldn't eat certain foods and stuff. I also had this thing with meat. I wasn't a meat eater. I wasn't a meat lover. But I'll eat meat like once in a while, if it was important for me to eat meat. But if you served me food with a big lump of meat or maybe chicken, because that was the one I was more excited to eat. So if I had to see my plate with a big lump of chicken, I'll be so frightened by the size that I either take the chicken back to the pot or I just share it, amongst my siblings and sometimes my parents as well. So that was me. But then in 2019, I said, no, if I have to continue like this, I'm going to remain thin for the rest of my life. And I didn't like that and it's not that I was looking bad. It's just, I wanted to have some meat in some parts of my body, look like a grown woman. Because some people would see me and mistake me to be a little girl. Like sometimes they'll ask me, maybe if they saw me like on the road or something, they'll be like, why aren't you in school today? Because they were thinking, I'm supposed to be a high school student, I should be in school and stuff. I would have people think that I was like 10 years younger than my real age, and that used to upset me at the time. But then my mom would always tell me, just calm down. I know why you're feeling this way, because you're a young adult and you want to be regarded as an adult. But there will be a certain age where you get to, and you'll be super happy that 10 years has been removed from your age by people. But I wasn't getting it that time because I really wanted to be the adult that I was, that I am, and be regarded as that adult. So it really stressed me. Then in 2019, I decided to increase my food. I started increasing my food portions gradually. Well, not gradually. Let me not just say nonsense here. I didn't increase my food gradually. I increased my food rapidly. So if I used to eat like this much food, I would eat 3 times of this size. That's the level that I took it to. So then I decided I was going to eat more junk food. So I would eat, when we had pizza at home, I would always have the bigger share, and I would keep asking my siblings to give me maybe like 1 slice each from their portions, and I even went as far as asking my parents to give me some slices from theirs as well to add to mine. So I would eat all of that and force it down my throat. And I also used to have eat too much of burgers at the time, and I also increased my chicken size. So I would eat all these things because I found out that when you eat well, you get bigger, Plus, I had a very fast metabolism, so that was another reason why even when I ate the small portions that I used to eat, my body would, digest everything quickly, and before you know it, it's all out. So there was no sort of good food retention, if I'm using the right word. Like I wasn't storing enough food. So at that time, I even experienced this thing where if I'm hungry, if I just feel hungry right now, I can't go more than 30 minutes feeling hungry. I'd fall sick. I'd start having an instant fever, instant headache, and I'll be super weak. Like you'd see me go and just lie down somewhere to sleep. And sometimes I'll be shaking like I'm having a rigo or something. Like that's how bad it was, because I wasn't storing enough food in my body. But then in 2019, I decided, you know what? I'm going to take this thing to the highest level that it can go. I'm going to eat like a crazy person. And I started doing that. I'm going to insert pictures from before and my recent pictures so that you guys kind of see like the change and how, kind of see how bigger I am now and how it was for me before. So that was it. So I started eating that much, and I was eating quick. At some point, not even at some point, like the whole way through me eating that much, I had an issue with how would I say, like I would eat so much that my tummy would be full to the brim, if there's anything like that. Like I'll be super full that I can't breathe properly. That was how bad it was. Like I'll eat and I'll have to stand up for an hour or an hour 30 minutes before I can sit down, because if I go to sit I won't be able to breathe. I won't even dare lie down, because that would mean me killing myself because I couldn't breathe. That's how full I would make my tummy. Like I'd fill my tummy up with food. That's how bad it was. So it was a big thing. I was really eating like a crazy person, but I didn't care because I had a goal. So I didn't stop it. I continued and continued and continued. Then as time was going, in 2019, I started noticing that my body would itch. Like it started itching. Like me, the whole day I would be feeling itchy. And then I'd want to scratch my body. And then I was like, but I don't wear dirty clothes. I wash my clothes. Why am I feeling so itchy? I didn't understand, but I remember that I would scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch my body. So one day, as I was having a shower, you know, when you take off your clothes and you just look at your body and all that, I noticed that I had stretch marks all over my thighs. Like it was crazy. And then I had behind my legs as well. And I was like, what is this? What is this? Like, what's going on? Where's all this coming from? So I just, because I've seen stretch marks before, obviously everyone knows what stretch marks are, and they looked exactly like that, but then they were dark stretch marks. And from that moment I got super depressed. Till now, I'm traumatized about if I even have like a normal body itch, I don't want to scratch, because I'm scared that it's gonna be stretch marks, and when I scratch them, it's gonna be a huge thing. So I'm still traumatized. That's how bad it was. So let me just cut the story shorter so that this video is not a day long. Yeah. So I noticed the stretch marks and I was really frustrated. So I started reading up, like how do you get stretch marks? How do stretch marks come about? And then I found out that stretch marks come about from a rapid stretch of the skin. So when your skin stretches rapidly, it gets wounded. So it's like it is a skin wound, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what it is. So because of the stretch in the skin, because I was eating too much to get fatter, so my body was stretching because I was adding weight. So the stretch marks came about. So that's what I found out, and I got really upset that I did that to myself. Sometimes I'll take my old pictures and I'll look at myself and be like, I used to have flawless skin. Now look at me. What is all this? But then the only good thing was that, yes, I was adding some weight. I noticed that my body was getting bigger and I was looking the way I wanted to look. But then the skin problem now, that was an issue. And now I started checking to see how I can take the stretch marks off my skin. But I mean, the solutions that I saw, none of them were working as fast as I wanted them to work, and I was getting super impatient. I'm not one to wear skirts a lot. Like if I go out to buy clothes, I'm always looking at trousers. That's me. I'm always looking at trousers. So I wasn't really wearing skirts that much, but I did have a few skirts, and I used to like wear skirts sometimes to church. But during that time, I completely stopped wearing skirts because I didn't want someone to look at me, and instead of me to feel that, okay, they're admiring the way I look, but then I would be feeling, oh, they're looking at those stretch marks, oh God. So I rather not wear skirts at all to avoid that. So then I stopped wearing skirts because of that, but it was a big issue to me. I started using like natural remedies, because I read that coconut oil helps, olive oil helps. So I would apply those things. I would go buy those things and apply them to my skin, but they were taking ages. They were taking 3 months, 6 months. Nothing was happening. And then I would read up other remedies, and then I saw that you could do that with I don't know if it's something, it's a medical, I don't know if it's laser or what, but then I mean, I don't have money for all that, so it made the frustration that I felt even heavier, like stronger. But then I would still try those other natural remedies. To see if something was gonna happen one day, but it was taking time. So I completely stopped using the coconut oil. I stopped using the olive oils because they were not helping me. Then I read this article from my sister. Actually sent me the article from someone who said she was using spirit, that she was using it to apply it to the affected areas and that it helped her. So I decided to buy spirit. So I got spirit. I started applying spirit every day. Like every time I had my shower, I would apply the spirit before I put on my body lotion. So that was what I was doing. I did that for about 2 months, and it felt like nothing was happening, and I got super frustrated. Imagine putting spirits on your skin for nothing, and you have to wait in the bathroom for it to at least dry up before you put your body lotion where your clothes. So you can imagine how long I used to take in the bathroom before I came out. So that's how serious it was. But then that was it, and nothing worked. I got super frustrated. I remember my mom and my sister would always be calming me down, like, stop thinking about this, because the more you stress about it, the more it'll take time to go in. Because you know, stress makes the body causes illness to the body. So stress makes your body work differently than how it should normally work. So they were telling me stop stressing, because this stress could even make the stretch marks take forever to leave. But what could I do? You can't really not stress about something that annoys you, that you see every single day. So that was a big problem for me. But fast forward to I think it was 2020, during the lockdown time. People had to stay home, so we were more at home. And I think during the summer of 2020, it was super hot, so I didn't have a choice but to wear clothes that allow the little oxygen that's circulating to touch your body. So I would wear singlets, I would wear shorts. I didn't have those stretch marks affect my arms. My arms were perfect, they were fine. I only had the problem on my thighs and behind my legs. So that's at the back of my legs. So that was where the bigger problem was. That was where the biggest problem was. So I'm sorry, I can see someone outside, but I think that's gonna sort it. Okay, so those were the problem areas for me, and those really affected me. That really affected me. But I tried my best to calm down, but it wasn't easy for me to calm down. So in the winter of 2020, normally during winters, I don't like to put body lotion on my skin, because you know how cold the weather is in winter. And then now when it's cold, all the body lotions become they feel like ice cream. They feel as cold as frozen ice cream. So you don't want to put that cold stuff on your skin when you already feel cold. So always during winter, I don't use body lotion. I use Vaseline Petroleum jelly. That's what I use on my skin. Thank God that I'm dark skinned, so you know how it is. So when you're dark skinned, you can do anything. Most of my sisters and brothers who are fair, they tend to be scared of petroleum jellies, because I don't know, I mean, because of the skin color, they don't want to have dark patches and all that, but I'm dark skinned already, so it doesn't matter. It's just gonna make me shine even better. So then I'd use petroleum jellies during the winter, because you know how Vaseline petroleum jelly feels on the skin. It helps to give you some warmth. So that was what I was doing, instead of using body lotions that felt as cold as frozen ice cream. Yeah. So, and then I would wear, so then I just apply it to wear my clothes. So that was what I was doing all through the winter. And then summer, because it was super hot, I would wear, vests and shorts. So then I noticed that all the while when I was using the Vaseline petroleum jelly, the appearance of the stretch marks had drastically reduced. So I was like, what's going on? Because I know during the winter I was using only petroleum jelly. And then I said, you know what, since this thing worked, I feel like it's a Vaseline that worked, so I'm gonna keep using the Vaseline. Now this is someone who had used olive oil, coconut oil, I even used aloe vera, I forgot to say that, and I used spirits on my skin for the whole of 2019 when I noticed the stretch marks, up until 2020. So, but nothing happened. So now, noticing that the Vaseline petroleum jelly was working, I decided to carry on using it even during the summer. So the weather is hot now. You don't need petroleum jellies anymore because it's hot and it's going to make you feel hotter. But instead, I saw that it helped me during the winter time. So obviously, I'm going to keep using it. I don't care if the weather is hot, I'm going to use the petroleum jelly. And that's exactly what I did. So during the summer, I was using it. I'll wear my vest, wear my shorts, and stay home because we weren't going out. So I just stay home. Like if I had to go downstairs for anything, or I just do that, come back upstairs to the house, but then that was what I was wearing. So I noticed that it even began to fade the more. So when I looked back at everything, I found out that the Vaseline petroleum jelly was actually working, and I also felt like the fact that I was wearing shorts more and exposing the affected areas to the sun, to oxygen, made the appearance even fade the more. So that's when I figured out it was the Vaseline jelly, and it was definitely the oxygen that my skin was getting. So, and now I was super happy about that. So I started using it, not them, the Vaseline. I wasn't using the oxygen by myself. It's just a natural thing that God bless us with. So yeah, that's it. The two things, the combination of the two things was what was really helping me. And I'm going to insert pictures of the before, before the time I used Vaseline jelly, and like what my legs look like right now. So the darkness has completely disappeared. Like it's not, even if you get to see stretch marks on my skin, it's definitely not the dark ones, and I can very well manage a lighter appearance. So I don't know if there's anything that can permanently remove stretch marks, except maybe for regular exfoliation, but this one helps to reduce the appearance. The Vaseline jelly helps to reduce the appearance. So what I was saying, if I ever feel or see anything that looks like a small stretch mark, I'll just go apply the Vaseline there, expose it to oxygen, and before you know it's gone. And yeah, but I also decided to stop eating as much as I was eating, because when I found out that it was the rapid stretch that my skin was having that was causing the stretch marks, I decided to stop the food increase and just eat normal. So I decided on a particular portion that I would be eating, and that's what I'm eating till today. I have noticed that I've gone back to being thinner than what I used to be when I was forcing the food, but I definitely haven't gone back to the thin size that I hated, that made me start the the body increase journey in the first place. And yeah, I'm grateful for that. So yeah, so that's the story. I don't know if the story makes sense because I feel like I was all over the place saying a lot of things, but hopefully you guys get to understand what I'm saying. And if you're struggling with stretch marks that look super dark, you might want to try the Vaseline Petroleum jelly, and you might want to try allowing some oxygen touch your skin. I know we from Nigeria, most of us grew up in conservative homes, and it's a big issue to wear shorts and all that. But I'm not saying wear shorts and go out the house if it's something you're not comfortable with. But in your house, the oxygen that you get into the house is sufficient enough. I mean, that's all I had. I don't wear shorts to go out the house, and I don't wear super mini shorts. But then the much that I got helped, and that can help you too. So if you want to try it, you can try it. I'm gonna leave a few of the things that I used, the ones that worked slowly or didn't work because I didn't have the time to think about it, but I'm just gonna leave like everything I used, including the Vaseline Petroleum jelly. There was no particular one that I used. I think Vaseline has the original one and the aloe vera one. I was just alternating between the different types that they have, depending on what I saw in the stores when I went to shop for it. So I don't think there's any particular type, flavor, whatever you call it, that you need to use, because I just used anyone. As long as it's a petroleum jelly from Vaseline. Maybe other petroleum jellies would work, but I didn't try any of those. I only tried Vaseline. So yeah, so that's what I used, and it really helps me. I think I'm gonna leave the pictures at the end of this video, but as I've talked throughout the video, you would get to see the pictures inserted on screen. So that's what I'm gonna do. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched up until this point, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Okay, give this video a thumbs up because it really helps YouTube to know that people like my video, and then they would want to recommend the video to other people to get to see. So if it's something that you want to try out, you can try out. If you do try it out, please feel free to leave a comment, because it will really help me to know that my story has helped someone somehow, anyhow, or the other. So it would really be nice for you to comment and let me know if you tried it out and how it has helped you. Another thing you need to do is to have some patience. At least give it a month or two for it to get to do its work. Patience is everything in this life. Patience is everything. So as you use it, have patience, and also believe that it's gonna work. One thing I used to do that I forgot to tell you guys was I used to pray a lot about the stretch marks. You might say, I don't think God answers those kind of prayers. That's your business. I feel like God answers all prayers as long as they are according to His word, as long as they are clean prayers. They're not gonna hurt anyone, and they're not gonna hurt you. Neither are they gonna change the meaning of the word of God and His person. He's gonna answer the prayer, and I believe that, and it works for me. Even with growing my hair, I used to pray for my hair. If there's anything that I want that is beyond my powers, even the ones that are within my powers, I still pray to Him to give me the grace to use my power to get those things to work for me. So if you want to try prayers as well, please feel free to do that, because that's what I do. And so yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I don't know what else to say. I think I said everything. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully if you decide to try it, I hope that it works for you. Okay, so you guys also, if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up so I know if I should do more story time videos for you guys. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your day, your nights, whatever time it is that you're watching this video. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much. Bye.